Mahdi Al Abdalawi says, Matt's Twitter thread the other day made it clear the club is unable to sign more players in the foreseeable future without generating the funds themselves. With that being said, how much of the club's young core should Florentino be willing to offload to make a go for Mbappe this summer? If Mbappe doesn't decide to resign with PSG, this is really the club's best chance to sign him, as PSG won't be willing to let him go for free. I think in today's market, you could probably get 40 to 60 million euros for Vinicius Rodrigo Asensio and 15 to 30 million euros for Jovic, Odriozola, Militao, Ceballos, Brahim. If you're Florentino and it's up to you, do you go for Mbappe this summer? And who do you sell in order to make it work?
Look, I don't think Real Madrid have a choice here. We're in the middle of January already, and no fans are in the stadiums. And the worst part about it is that I don't see them coming to the stadiums anytime soon. So I think Real Madrid are headed towards yet another summer of saving money and facing this COVID situation as well as they can given the circumstances. So I think the prospect of Real Madrid pretty much rebuilding quote unquote the squad this next summer is pretty much over. I think that will have to wait until maybe 2022 because the situation is pretty much the same it was by March last year when Real Madrid decided to save money and face this current context by taking salary cuts and all that. So I don't think the club is ready at all to make that kind of a spend for a player, even if they end up making that money with some players who might be leaving the club. I don't think that Real Madrid are considering a huge and a busy transfer window next summer, considering how difficult the circumstances are.
Yeah, that's undoubtedly true. It's some people I think fall in the trap of thinking it's as easy and simple as, okay, we need this much amount of money, so these players will get us this money, sell these ones. And it's like, it's not like a yard sale, you don't just be like, okay, I need $10 to buy a sandwich, so here's some items in my driveway. I'm going to sell the orange for $5 and this, blah, blah, blah. And then by the end of the day, I'm going to have my $10 to get my sandwich. It doesn't work like that. But I wanted to ask you a different, like this question also asks something different here. Who would you be, let's say if it was possible, if it was just as easy as like, it's an NBA trade where you trade the mother load for Anthony Davis. Who would you trade for him if you could do something like that? Like we're talking about like Vinicius, Rodrigo, Asensio, any of the young players. Maybe even Kubo.
If the reports are accurate, then and PSG's board are as high on Vinicius as they seem to be, I would give up Vinicius to sign Mbappe for sure. Even if it means getting only like 45 or 40 value for him, which would pretty much make it even, considering that was the deal Real Madrid made with Flamengo back in the day. So I think it's I would be ready to let Vinicius go for Mbappe if PSG are actually as high on him as they reportedly were.
Oh, at the bare minimum, like that's it. That's just Vinicius Mbappe straight swap. You gotta throw something else in there.
Oh no! We're talking trade without money. Ooh.
Yeah.
Then it's Vinicius.
I suppose I did in fact. I guess you meant money also. I guess so. Maybe that was unfair.
Of course. Yeah. No, if we're talking only players, I think it's hard for Madrid to find an offer that would suit PSG for Mbappe. To be quite honest with you, if money is not involved, I don't think. Look, if you add Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Asensio together in a package, do you think they accepted that for Mbappe? I don't think so.
They shouldn't, unless they know they're going to lose him for free, and that's the best offer they can get. But to me, like, if the question, like, this is the list of players that Mahdi has listed here. Okay, so Vinicius, Rodrigo, Asensio, Jovic, Odriozola, Militao, Ceballos, Brahim. So a combination of those players and money or something. I'd happily let go of any or all of those players for Mbappe. I really would. I'd give the whole mother load for him. Kubo included. And I love Kubo.
Oh yeah.
None of those players are going to be as good as Mbappe. None of them. And so why clutter the roster, stall everybody's playing time, and not get anywhere? Just accelerate the process, get him. So I would let go.
Look, I would ultimately be willing to include him, but I would try my best not to include Brahim. That's probably the only player I would try to give a chance to see what he's made of. Like, that's the only one I would maybe try my best not to include him in the deal.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
That's probably, but at the same time, I don't think PSG would take those 8 players together for Mbappe. Like, look,
I would rather have money than a bunch of players who may or may not fit with you.
They cannot find minutes for them all at the same time. So what's the use of having them in the roster if at the end of the day your team is not as strong as it was? So
yeah, I agree.